The best way to learn application is by start working with this. And we're going to create a very simple flower, so kind of understand how application and workflow are going. So first we are in advanced mode. And if you're in a basic, I would recommend you to go to display, workspace, and switch to advanced mode. This mode will provide for us a little bit more properties that we can access. Also, let's go to the file options and switch our units from meters to centimeters. So it will help us work a little bit better with a smaller scale plant. So each unit will represent smaller size. Okay, now if we look inside our node, we have the basic root. In previous tutorials or videos, we'll look what is a root. It's a basic reference point. Now we want to create a stem for our flower. For this, we'll just go any area in our workspace of the nodes, right click, go to geometry and select the stem segment. At this point, we can connect our root to our stem and we'll just select input 0. Again, workflow, usually it's a root from beginning and it's going from left to right. However, it doesn't matter if you're selecting from right to left. So if, for example, I disconnect and I connect from stem to the root, notice sometimes it says no input available. Let me see. Okay, right here, let me move my root out because you can see it's kind of work with the season, I think, right here. There you go. We connected. So notice right now, it doesn't matter if you connect the flow of the logic going from left to right. Doesn't matter if you connect them from right to left. And right here we have our stem created. Let's go ahead and zoom on our plant. There is our stem. The first things what I recommend you to do before you jumping to the tweakings, I found out personally, if I start creating petals and start paying attention more to petals, I'm starting to going more and more inside the details without seeing overall shape of the plants. So first what I recommend, we'll have it a very rough draw of the plant, see how it will look. And after this, we can go and start kind of adding additional details. So the one thing for the plant, we could create different leaves on a stem. And again, this is all based on what type of the plant you think you want to create. Of course, you can create it directly out of your imagination, or you can create by reference. If you're creating by reference, be sure the photo or reference images is open so you can kind of compare how it's going. Right now, I will have it very basic. So I have it one stem. I don't need to put it leaves on the side. However, I'll show you how we can do this. I want leaves going directly from the root element and just very simple petals on the top. So to do this, if I'm going and create new stem segment, and I'll go to connect my two stems together, you'll notice it is add branches. So those branches can be as well as leaves going from stem. I can have control over those stems. If I going inside my main, you know what? Let's go rename this double clicking to leaf. So we know better what we're selecting. So if I'm going to the stem and in a stem, I'm going to the tab called leaf. By the way, let's look on the tabs very fast. Top is our global settings, not necessarily related to our over each node. It's more global. In parameters, you look second when these sub elements called stem. So this is elements that related to our stem. So in a stem, we have a new tab called a leaf. A leaf, it's what reference to these leaves around that we created. And I want to position them lower. To allow me this position, if I going in a start and end mode. So from here, I can select, I can set, I want everything, put it on an end. From the start, create a relative. And from relative here, I actually can specify where I want those elements to start. And I want to start them from bottom. So let's see what's happening if I go down. Notice as I'm moving the slider, so is my plants. So I actually can specify, put them 0.01, and let's place them almost by the root. That's probably what I wanted. Again, for you, if you want it, you can place them up higher, depending how your plant will go. In my plant, it will go from the root, those leaves will go left and right. I don't worry too much about shape and position. I just want general placement. The next, I want to place it some on the top. And to do this, we'll create another petals. So let's go ahead, geometry. And if you notice, we still have it flowers, heart, all these different nodes. I want to minimize. I want to minimize to the nodes that we kind of preview in previous videos. And it will be just a stem segment. And we probably use it original hydra as well. But for now, let's just create another stem segment. And this stem segment we'll call petals. This is will represent on the top. By the way, nice things what I noticed, like it's changed color. And you can just click on a right on there, color. And we'll select a different color that will just coloring node. It has absolutely nothing to do with the shapes or image or colors of the flowers itself. This is totally for us for visually to recognize some of the nodes that we're creating in our node editor. So we can easily go by the colors and identify. It's purely cosmetics. So same like on a stem. Now let's go maybe select a little bit more brownish color. So we know this is stem, this is color petals, and these are our leaves. The other things I also highly recommend for you, save your work as you're going, because you maybe change something you don't like it, or something else happen, application crash, power lost, anything. On this case, you will still have it your work, so you can come back. Be sure you save it. And if you don't save for some reason, the Plant Factory have it inside the failsafe, so it's automatically will save by default some of your work. So if it's crashed, it can restore it as well, your work. But I do recommend initiate manually save, and it's easy. Just go click on a save, and it's done deal. Your work is saved. So now let's go to connect our petals to our stem. If we're going and we connect to same connection that we have it before, okay, let's go to input 0 on this one. The petals will be connecting on the bottom. It's not what we wanted. I want them connect on the top. So let's go click on the plus, expand, and you notice they're connecting to the leaf. It's not what we want. We want to have their own connection. So let's select our connections, delete it, and we'll go connect to the new children. Notice now they're again on the top. I don't necessarily want them on the top. I want them be on the side. Sorry, I want them be on the top. I could going back to our stem, petals, and I can actually right here probably just bring start point all the way to the top. This is one way to do it. But you know what? How about we'll use it just slightly different. So what I was meaning, we can go inside geometry, and we're going to use it Hydra primitive. So we'll select this. We'll go now our petals. We'll connect to the Hydra. Let's disconnect the connections. And our petals, we're connecting to the Hydra. Remember from previously what's happening, it is going all over. But right now it's look a very big mess. It's like explosions of some sticks around. What we need to do, it is tell stem, don't put it Hydra all over places, just place it on the top. And to do this, we're going inside the Hydra connection, down a positioning method, and says tip of the segment. And now it's connecting on the top. Of course, if we look around, Hydra is very, very open. So let's go ahead inside our hider properties, and we're going inside our scale or radius actually, and set radius to 0. And notice that brought all of them together and bring on top of our plant. Of course, these petals is a little bit too long. So we'll go inside the petals, property of the segment, and we can say our link maybe 0.3. There you go. So right here we have a very, very rough schematic of our plant. So this is our stem, probably future leaves, future petals, and I think this is about shape, maybe what I want to do. So the next videos we'll start adjusting. We'll start working a little bit more on adding shape with our petals, leaves, and stem.